hit the vape pen.
Right. No, I mean, I'm gonna hit the vape pen in a second, but I had some phlegm, gassy today. Anyway, hey, welcome back to the Street Shaman Podcast. I am your host, Shamanic Poe, aka Poe and the Rock Star, and today I'm here with brain pudding artist, creative. Um, you're getting big on them stocks right now, right? You're getting big on the cryptocurrencies and all that.
I've uh a bit. Last time I mentioned I was in a car accident. After the car accident, I didn't have shit to do because I was like either in a wheelchair or like having to crutch around. So I was just looking up stock stuff, and I found like uh there was a commercial with Dennis Rodman, and I only remembered who that was because of some movie I saw when I was a kid with him and Jean Claude Van Damme. But he was like, he had his phone in his hand. He was doing this, and he was like, "I'm just coining, baby," and was like sitting in different rooms of the house doing this. And I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" He's like, "I'm just earning and coining." I'm like, so this is a commercial about him jerking off in his mansion and
Wait.
apparently earning money while doing a phone, and I didn't understand what it was.
It was in the movie.
No, it was an ad online because
Okay,
I didn't have shit to do, so I was always on my phone,
I
and
got
I
you.
was trying to like look up remote jobs or try to find ways to make money. And
Right.
the cameras. I keep thinking I'm gonna go anyway. Um, Dennis Rodman was like doing this jerk off commercial ad, and I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I looked it up, and it was I didn't really understand it as much as I
What
do
was it?
now. It
What was
was
it?
uh, it was coin. It was a geolocation um, data mining app. It was mining data of stuff around you, like smart devices or anything that could connect to the internet. And it was made by a company of XYO. I think it's called XYO, and it has XYO tokens, which is a cryptocurrency that you can change or have in a wallet, like a digital wallet.
Right.
And if you collected, like, it quantified the coin into like, oh, you get this much in this little cube of area that looked like GPS, and like if you drove around, you could and have like, it was weird, but it would give you coins, and then if you got 10,000 coins, you could exchange it for, I forgot how much XYO tokens, but we collectively, Susie and the kids and I did it as a family, and we got to 10,000, and it was like $5 worth, and then the next month it became like $6 worth, and then I ended up getting scammed about out of it. But I was looking
Wait.
up.
But what were you doing? Hold on.
It was.
What was
I'll
it? What
show
you
you
were
the
doing?
app. You want me to show you the app?
Were you jerking off a phone to get this coin?
No, Dennis Rodman was, what he was
Oh, okay.
doing
He
was
was,
like,
but you weren't
no,
doing
no,
it.
no. It's like a thing. You see how it looks like a GPS? Wait, hold on.
Uh huh.
It's like GPS. You hit
Yep.
this little mining button, and it data mines through the cloud all
Okay.
the shit around you, and it's trying to create like a digital landscape basically of electronics and like connectivity. But
Right.
there's like multiple companies doing that same concept for different reasons and different things, and they
But
all
what?
run on the blockchain, which is like the internet's internet sort of. It's very it's
Okay, blockchaining, like when they send you something direct and it has to be private, you can only go through there by pressing that link, and it's only the link that someone gave you. You can't like copy and paste. You have to
oh,
actually click the link.
are you
That's what
talking
you're
about
talking?
the link I sent you?
No, I'm talking about blockchaining.
Oh, blockchain is it's like Bitcoin is a form of blockchain because it was
Okay.
obviously it's the first. Bitcoin was the first blockchain,
I'm
and
mad confused. I'm sorry, man. I'm mad
no,
confused. I'm
no,
trying to figure out what the
it's
fuck this
all
is.
good. It's really confusing. It is really confusing. It's
Okay.
what it is it's it's a mathematical algorithm that's like it's almost like never ending, but there is a cap on how much it like there's computing processes that it's hard for me to explain, to be honest with you. It's computing power, like that's why
Right.
if you've ever heard of like the data mining buildings, or like people having like large CPUs for Bitcoin mining, um,
Okay.
it's like it takes uh, called hashes. It takes hashes, which is like computing processing power, and it just like runs this algorithm, and in the process of running this algorithm, it like spits out numbers, and like, oh, this amount of second kind of went by, so this amount of the algorithm was done, so here's a partial little block of that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
how much of that is actually real? Because I see like there's a lot of cryptocurrencies now. Like before it was Bitcoin was the main one. There was some other ones that I heard. I know Akon has his own coin.
Does he really?
Yeah, I heard
I didn't
Akon
know.
got his own coin. And then there's dogecoin, which I asked you about through the DMs.
Oh, Dogecoin was like a joke, but like people was like taking it over, and Elon Musk was even like the most likely outcome is like the funny or ironic one, and it was like that's why everyone's on
But
it, because
people actually bought that,
yeah,
right? They
and you
bought
can
shares and
there's
shit.
there's ways to mine it too, but I'm like looking into that right now. I'm looking up cloud mining.
Okay. So mining is that like a form of hacking in a sort of way? Are you doing something evil or with malicious
I'm not
intent?
hacking anything, or this is a malicious attack. I
No,
mean,
I'm not
I
saying
don't.
you. I'm not saying you in particular, but I'm
I,
talking about like, say, for instance, the company at hand, or because we know like the only little bit of information that I know is like Bitcoin was made by a person that had this made up name, and he's unknown. No
he's
one actually knows
ghost.
who it is. Right.
He
He,
ghost. I
right.
love that.
He's anonymous.
Yeah, I
Um,
love that.
which I love that too. That sounds like some, that sounds hard. That sounds like
That's
a
some
good type
hardcore
of
shit.
person. That seems like a person I would like to know. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that I know about that, but there's all these other ones popping up, and it's
yeah.
just
I think they're they all have different functions. Like if hold on one second. There's a Coinbase website that has that's not the only thing I look at. That's just one of the apps I have, because I have like a couple dollars on there, like three, because I moved all of it to a crypto.com app. But we're in a
okay.
movie. We're running from the sorry. No. But sorry, I just saw myself and I'm like, this is yes. Oh no.
I understand.
That was narcissistic AF, but hey,
Yeah, don't worry about
whatevs, bro.
it. So, so
I don't give a shit. That's fine.
did you know about Bill Gates giving out Bitcoin for money? He was like taking cash and he was giving a large sum of Bitcoin
Two
out
people?
to people. This was
When?
like when the lockdown and everything began.
What? To who
Right.
though?
It was literally on YouTube. Literally
Oh,
on
for real?
YouTube. When I first saw it, I sent it to Richard, right? I sent it to Richard. He said, sorry, mate, this seems fake, right? He even hit me with the voice. He's like, sorry, mate, this looks fake. And I'm like, nah, I don't think it's fake. He's on YouTube right now talking to people. And he had like a seminar and he was talking on YouTube and he was giving out Bitcoin. It was weird. I'm like, does Bill Gates own Bitcoin? Is he the guy?
No, he probably just had a lot of it.
Right.
I mean, it could, but I mean, he would. I don't know. I think he would have probably seen that coming earlier, because everything is going to digital. Like, um, you know how Star Wars is kind of like the classic mythology of like son finding father and beating father, and going back to the home and going and being and like that's like a general mythology that goes through, but they kind of turn it into sci-fi. But you know, they break it down, and even in that, like a lot of things are kind of popping out, and like digital currency would be one of them. You know,
Right.
it's like
Right. Hold on. Allison said, "Hey, what's up, y'all? Just make sure YouTube doesn't take this down, because the last few videos I've seen on cryptocurrencies got taken down. Damn, I can't fucking read for shit. Thank you, Allison. If they take it down, it's probably gonna get like 120 views, so we ain't worried about it too much. But I'm having a nice talk with my buddy here.
yeah,
Um,
man.
and everybody that saw it live sees it, so it don't really matter. Where were we? Anyway, see. So you're saying that digital currencies and like Bitcoin are going to be the way of the future? That was kind of my question, was like, you think it's going to be the way of the future? And do you think that the government is going to somehow come through and stop this? Like we just heard, well, I just read Allison saying that they're taking down videos about cryptocurrency. If they're actually doing that, like how long before the government steps in and says, wait a minute, we got to change the laws because we can't just have an anonymous person
Well,
starting up coins.
no, I get that. There was the thing about XRP. I forgot what it was, but fuck. Sorry, Can you just repeat what you said? I'm so sorry.
I can't repeat all that, Brain. Come
I know
on,
you
man.
smart.
I can't repeat all that. But what I'm gonna say is that do you think the government's gonna come in and try to stop everything?
They have
are they planning? Do you know about any plans?
They have USD, or they have like their own USD coin, and there's actually my partner who we mended our things together and things together, but she worked for a place that I'm not entirely sure. She worked because I don't want you to get taken off the air, but she worked for it was the largest consulting firm in the world, and it starts with a D and ends with a T. Deloitte. Sorry, and they had like low key mining operations in China, like. And they play on the side of like government and small business. They're like, to get nerdy on it, you seen that that's the it was a Star Wars where the Finn, the stormtrooper, was like, oh, we were in a stolen thing, and the guy's like, oh, this guy sells like Starcrafts to the Empire and to the Rebels. Deloitte was that thing. It's one of those things, and they have spots, and they work with government, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not privy to all details, but I'm privy to enough to go, oh fuck, that's like, I caught a wave that my partner didn't even realize she was on, and she's like, oh shit, oh, that's a wave, so we're like, I'm gonna do hella research into it. And like the thing I sent you, that link, I don't know. Today I spent honestly like 5 or 6 hours looking up to see if that was legit or not. And it looks not legit, but at the same time, it's like there are layers to it that make me think, well, this could also be legit. And I'm not risking anything by just pressing this button. Like there's this one cryptocurrency that's in beta testing right now called Pi Network. And this isn't a plug. I'm not getting paid to say this. I wish I was, but I'm not. But it's Pi Network, and it's an app on your phone that you just press one button a day, and it cloud mines, and that's basically just giving like the servers that company has that is mining it with their machines. It's like giving them your like not ID, but like you're a person and you're a trusted person in this decentralized network that's trying to connect nodes of people together to have like a different economy. And that's what they're doing. And that's like, that's what they're trying to, and at the end of this year, it's either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year is what the creators said. And I've been mining it since like early last year because I caught someone's referral link, and then I was researching about it. I was like, damn, like if we actually had like a people's economy, like that's what Bitcoin is trying to, or was trying to, whatever accomplished, it would be blockchain for sure. And I like the idea of Pi because it's like, as far as we know, infinite, and it's actually, that's their play, I think.
So mining it, what do you do exactly? Are you going onto a certain website? Do you have to do something? Do you have to walk somewhere? What is it? What's mining?
On the Coin app, you can sit in one spot, but you're like in one cube, or you can walk places, and that is for geolocation devices, like for that like metaverse. And but the Pi app I was just talking about is not that at all. It's just its incentive is to fully decentralize money and power. And that's the whole, like, that's their whole shtick, is like trying to put money in the back and back into people's hands. Like that's their whole, what they're trying to get going. Cause like what's power is money, you know, right now, and what you can show to people on this whatever dimensional device.
I got you, but I think that's kind of what I'm worried about, is that we're trying to take power from, you know,
whatever, and then diluting it.
Right. And no, some power, right. And we're trying to dilute the power, but the power at hand, the power that be, are they gonna allow that? Or is that gonna be something that is gonna be like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I can go ahead and take the power. Or do you think, you know, they're gonna come down with the Thor hammer and make sure that nothing can change? Because it looks like from all angles, you know, with everything that we got going on in the world, if things change, things are going to change because they want them to. And we can try to throw our little fucking stone, but at the end of the day, it always seems like they come through and evil overcomes. Like, this is what the world that we live in. Do you see it like that? Or do you think, are you a little bit more hopeful?
I see it in waves, to be honest with you. Like right now, because you're saying that, I think naturally I don't want to say disagree, but I want to have like a counter to it. And my mind's going like, okay, well, here's where you've been. And like, I don't, what's your take on like astrology? You know what I'm saying? See that? Is that
2 days, 2 days out of the fucking week, I believe in it. You know what I mean? Like,
in waves, right?
Right. Sometimes I believe, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I believe that the universe has a plan for me. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, universe is like, whatever, nigga, I just shut you out. Go ahead, go play. Go play.
Teeth.
You know? Right.
Yeah.
Go play, motherfucker. But yeah, you know what I mean? It is what it is. What do you think about it? And how does this tie into whatever the fuck we're talking about?
I still think even my pessimism, I still think I'm kind of hopeful about it, because like, you know, I don't know, maybe we use our eyes too much, maybe our screens too much, but there's really, in some places, there's not really shit happening. It's just like everyone talking about it and making it happen by watching all the screens and shit. But I think if people watch enough screens telling them to stop watching screens all the time, I'm not saying stop watching this show, because like, you know, obviously I'm somewhat of attention whore. And that's okay. But
right. No, I know what you're trying to say, but
if this is the moment where it's like, okay, you actually heard that advice to where you should like be off your screen, then that'd be cool. But I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen. So I think there should be a way to get paid to exist. And I think at some point we'll be cloud mining with our personal devices to be able to just exist. And I think the powers that be or whatever will kick and cry and scream, but eventually it's like,
but what is your reason to really, like, because I've seen you also send me links about UBI, which I'm for. So, you know, like, I think there should be a UBI, but the problem that you know we're facing is that every time the powers that be have more power, have more control, have more say in our everyday life, they abuse it. So that's the only problem that I'm having with the idea of somebody giving a universal basic income to us, because they might have malintentions. They might just have bad intentions and do stuff, you know, do stuff corrupted. Or if they can't, how can I say this? If they don't have complete control of us, they can cut it off from us. Are you aware? Are you like weary of that, or does that bother you at all?
Like a little bit, but I mean, if we got cut off, okay, so I think if we're gonna talk like like multiple peoples of like this whatever, I think like the concept of migration and like Earth weather patterns should be a focus in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like right now with the whole Texas thing, like Texas is a snowy pit of death. I'm seeing. I don't know for sure for a fact, but
Wow.
my friend is actually going over there right now. He was in
Yeah.
Savannah and he's driving over there to help some people, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him about it later. Obviously when he's there, he's still driving, but I think migration should be like a legit thought. And if we could, again, if we look, if we cloud mined on our whatever devices that everyone has, and then we focused on migration or housing, like the mini housing. Like I know it's all clustered with that, but you know what I'm saying? Do you see the area I'm kind of plucking at a
No.
bit?
Yeah. No.
No,
Look. Yeah. Yeah. Brain. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're trying to say that we should probably, because you're saying tiny houses, right? Did you say something
well,
about
not
tiny houses?
yes, but I wasn't saying
You
like
didn't say tiny houses, but
I
it sounded
I
like you were
did
saying
I did
tiny
say
houses.
houses, but I wasn't saying everybody should go get one. I'm saying like concepts like that for
Yeah.
like, okay, so I used to be interested in RV traveling. I don't really want to do that now after years of thinking about it. And I was at one point sleeping in an RV and like that was awful. It was really small and I'm 6'6" and it wasn't good. But I was thinking
Yeah.
about that. But then I was thinking, well, you know, I like that idea and I see it like kind of sprouting up in like little spots here and there on some pages every once in a while. And
Right.
it's like, oh, that should be kind of, or it could be, I don't want to say should, but it could be kind of a more adopted concept that with the concept of cloud mining. So that way we could be in movement because when you're stagnant, you don't want to like you're not moving and like like either in life or like you haven't worked out or what I'm saying. You're
Right.
like
I get what you're saying.
it's kind of I think the same, but like long term too.
You're
If you're not,
thinking this is a good counteract to what we became as a society. So basically,
and as a
we're
species,
as a species, but basically
yeah,
as a culture in America in particular. Because in
yeah,
America in particular, we consume a lot more. We take up extra space that we don't need to, and then we don't exercise. We try to do the shortcut. Like everybody just wants to walk straight to the car, take the car to where they need to go, walk
yeah.
right there. Like
Quick zip.
even if like the store is like 3 blocks away and you can fucking walk, you'll be like, all right, jump in the car, everybody, let's go. You know, it for me it's weird because I'm from the city, right? And in the city, we can walk anywhere you want to go. Like you go up the block, you hit 3, 4 stores. You have a Domino's right there. You have something like you can walk anywhere you want to go. And
Yeah,
then, but most of America isn't that way. And I'm sure you're not from that part of America that is we can walk wherever you go. And that's the majority of America. And you
right
can
now
see the
I
effects
can.
from it.
I
Now you can.
moved. I
Okay.
moved. I'm not
Okay.
at my mom's anymore. I miss those horses though. Susie and I went to go visit them last
Where
weekend.
where you at right now?
Uh, we're at a Lady Lake in Florida. It's like I don't know, an hour and some change outside of Orlando.
Is that like north or south of Orlando?
North. I think northeast or something.
So you're like closer to Tampa.
Maybe. Honestly, I could look at my GPS, but that's where I'd have to go with this conversation.
Oh shit. Nah, see that's where my smarts lies. My smarts, like I remember maps. I remember because like I've traveled a lot by myself and I had to know.
So,
It wasn't like I could turn around and be like, it'd be 2 in the morning. I gotta walk from one spot to the next. And I'm like, all right, I can't ask nobody in the middle of Pittsburgh 2 in the morning. I gotta know where the fuck I'm going
true
and
that.
I gotta pick it up. So
Bro,
but
I,
but anyway, so you're in Florida. How's Florida right now with all the things like because you're not really experiencing the lockdown like most of the people in the world
no,
are.
no, it's just like wear your mask, and it's even that's like super annoying to me. Like, oh god, people are like for real, like really. But also this is like I don't know what everyone's interpretation of Florida is. Florida man, whatever. But I mean, there's like layers of it, I guess. But like certain stores, like yeah, you got to put your mask on. But sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I got asthma. They're like, okay, because if you say like, it's easier at Walmart because they give you less shit for it. It's less talking to the greeter people because I don't I don't want to talk to these people. But
Right.
I know that's a pessimist shit, but I just don't want to because they're like, it's just every to a certain point, it's just like I'm not seeing people anymore. I'm just not seeing people anymore. It's just I don't like it. So I just don't like to wear my mask. Sometimes I do when I have to, but I just don't like to.
No doubt. So let's switch gears. Let's shift gears a little bit here, and I wanted to talk to you about your projects. Like, what have you been working on? Because I've seen that you actually have you've been doing a lot of trippy designs, a lot of little video clips, and with crazy designs. You've been doing them since I met you,
Yeah.
whatever. But now you're trying to, now you're actually selling them and you're pushing
Uh,
that. What is that? What are you doing? How you do that? I don't want to
uh,
know the whole magic, but you know what I mean?
I'm just
All the
doing it on
tiny
my
secrets.
I'm doing it on my phone. Like okay, so like that spiral one. Okay, so real quick though, the goal of it is to
I
try to
brain
make
brain. I know
NFTs.
brain. I know you know. I've seen them, but you got to try to explain it for the people that are watching. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay. So I'll take it like the kaleidoscope, like a kaleidoscope lens, and I'll take a picture of something I think looks nice or looks cool, and then I'll put it through like some apps I have that change up like different layers of I don't know. I kind of want to create a like a 3D space out of the 2D picture I made. So that's
Right.
why I kind of add the weird layers.
Right. That's
But the only person to actually buy one was my friend Randy, who's on his way to uh, Texas right now. I
who
told him
was
I was like, make sure you bring a ass load of salt and some shovels. But
no doubt, no
you know your
doubt.
business.
What I could suggest is that you put it as a reel. Make it a reel instead of an IG video. It'll
Yeah.
go further. It'll go further, and when people share it, they once they click it, it won't just be a still frame. It'll actually be the video itself, and it'll actually play. So whatever the
On like
design
the
is
main on
on
like
the
the main.
story, on the
Okay.
main on the main, it'll be more likely that it'll appear on the main.
Hmm.
But when people share it, you can see it right away
Oh
instead
yeah.
of people having to click it and then because once you could have to click it and go to somebody else's page, people will lose interest. They're like, nope, I still scroll. I keep pressing the side button. They're not really paying attention to stories.
Hell
That's a
yeah,
good
man.
suggestion.
Appreciate
Um,
it.
yeah, man, I'm planning to grab one up. I'm planning to grab one up because, or a couple of them up because I'm doing beats. I'm gonna start doing beats for leasing, beat exclusive beats because I got a bunch
Grab
that I've
what
been
up?
working on. A couple of them videos
Oh, for
from
real?
you. Yeah, we're gonna do
Oh
that. We're gonna
shit.
do that. We're gonna do that.
Awesome, man.
I
Thank
just,
you. That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
I want to be able
Appreciate
to
that.
support you and shit. I want to support you. I want to put you out there and shit in the proper way. So, you know what I
I
mean?
I
I gotta
appreciate
do.
that, man.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So outside of that, is there any other things that you're working on? I know you was trying to do like stickers. You were trying to do merchandise.
Oh, yeah, we were trying to sell those glasses for the people watching. I'm gonna run to the room real fast. Wait, actually, no one's here. But I am gonna walk to them. We were gonna sell these glasses at my son's school.
Right.
They're light diffraction glasses. I'll go grab them right now. And but they go to a charter school where they have to actually wear uniforms. It's kind of weird. I'm not used to that. But they apparently some kids got in trouble for wearing them and got detention. They didn't snitch or anything, but we're like when Susie and I found out, we're like, nah, we're not trying to get any more kids
Wait a minute.
detention.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You selling them to kids in the schoolyard? What are you doing?
No, my son wanted a job, and I was like, well, like they went ape shit for these glasses on Christmas, and I'm like, well, you want to sell these because I don't want to sell a chemical, like drugs or candy, which would be sugar drugs,
Obviously,
whatever.
you don't
I
want to.
don't
You don't
want to
want to
sell
sell
chemical,
drugs.
but
You don't want to sell drugs to kids.
these were fun for my mother who works at she doesn't work anymore at the jail, but she worked at a jail, and these were fun for her, and I'm like, well, you know, whatever. It goes the whole spectrum, so everyone will love them, you know. And then some kids, I guess it was one or two kids, but got detention, and so we decided not to do that. So I think I'm just gonna right now. I'm just gonna focus on trying to find free money and then put that money on. I'm thinking of cloud mining pools as well as stickers, and I like making those digital videos for fun, but at the same time I'm researching blockchain because I want to be able to sell digital art on like through the blockchain, like the PixieOS gallery, or it's PixieOS.io, and that's like one of the there's like three others I'm like currently researching, and because it like honestly, man, this is literally Black Mirror / Matrix that's gonna happen. Is these NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which is basically a digital asset from some like a website or whatever that you can exchange on either another website when another one is able to, or just like a digital thing that you can sell within that website that's backed by Ethereum cryptocurrency or Tron cryptocurrency. But in the future, imagine that shit mixed with the Oculus headset, mixed with sensory like technology, you know, the whole sending the taste of lemonade through the electrons in the water. Did you ever see that video? That was crazy.
Explain it to me. Explain it to me. What kind of video?
There was a cup of like water and a cup of lemonade in different locations, and there was some kind of code that wirelessly went to the water from the lemonade and rearranged the molecules in the water in such a way that it tasted like lemonade. Imagine that mixed with Google Oculus, mixed with digital assets. Yes, Ready Player One. That's fucking and it's blockchain. It's on. It's blockchain.
Yo, Brain, you're gonna be the first one with that chip, huh? As soon as they pull that chip out, you're gonna tell them put it right here on the forehead. You're gonna be like, right here, put it on top of the pineal gland.
I don't know.
Is that you? Because it sounds like it's you right now. It sounds like you saw the movie.
I like.
You like it. Down.
I don't know about a chip inside of me though. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know about a chip inside of me. I kind of want to see how my physiological body adapts to the physical world while engaging in this, rather than having my shit. I had surgery on my face. I didn't like it. The numbing shit didn't work, and I don't. Anesthesia gives me migraines because it like makes me feel super dehydrated, and I don't. And then something inside of my brain, and I already have migraines all the time, which is why I do Delta 8, which is it's weed. It's
it's weed. Yeah, it's weed.
It's all hemp derived, and it's under 3% Delta 9 THC, which makes it fucking legal. And this one is 91% Delta 8 THC. And I ordered some shit that was also legal. If anyone wants a referral link, you know, hit me on my IG. This because I don't get anything from it, but I just think because this is medicine. It's hemp. It's basically like cured wine, but it's hemp. And it's
Allison said we already have chips enough. No, man, they're gonna put it in our assholes, Allison. That's the next step. Everybody's getting it in the tuber. So just be ready for that.
They're
just
gonna
be ready. All right.
Here's a conspiracy theory for you. From everybody hitting all their legal weed and vape pens and cigarettes and everything else, they're going to cough so much that they're going to get hemorrhoids. And during their hemorrhoid surgery, they're going to sign a release waiver that they're not going to read all the way, stating that they can put a microchip that monitors your activity inside your asshole. Boom, conspiracy theory.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this story. I don't like this story. So
Black Mirror, man.
Let's shift gears. We could talk forever about it. We could talk in circles forever about this shit. Let's actually try to talk about the last topic here, which is psychedelics and ghosts. How do you feel about both of those?
I love them.
You love ghosts?
Yeah.
You got a ghost friend? Have you ever had a ghost friend?
I've had some ghost encounters, and when I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend named Bob, and I saw it, and I thought it was because of movies, I thought it was my imagination. You know, it's like then I was experiencing Terrence McKenna podcast while tripping on mushrooms like years ago, and I was like, oh, so okay, cool. Maybe imagination actually there's something to that, you know. And
Right.
what if? I mean, I want to, like I said, I kind of had a thought about it when you first said it before we jumped on here about the ghosts and psychedelics. Um, what if psychedelics, like if you see entities or fairies or whatever your experience is, because I've seen entities like when I
You
was on
oh wait you when you was on what ayahuasca?
when I was on ayahuasca, I saw it was a dancing mummy.
Fucking echoing a little bit. So you
Am I
saw a
echoing?
dancing. I was.
Okay.
So you saw some type of fairies. You saw some type of
It was a dancing that how it manifested to me symbolically because I guess subconsciously growing up I looked up to Brendan Fraser in the Mummy movie, but this manifested through a peephole in the front door, and it was like coming out of the light of the peephole, and it like started solidifying, and it was a little bit transparent, but it was still connected to the light through the peephole, and it was going like this, like with its arms, like and it was going around the couch and like wiggling at me, and I was like, "What's up, bro?" and then uh, Susie and I, she was there. She saw. I'm not saying she did anything, but she saw in her imagination with me.
okay. Okay.
Um, she saw a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, while I
Okay.
saw the mummy. But the reality of it is, we had a shared hallucination where there was an entity and we saw different images, but it was there. And our eyes were tracking it the same. And we were like, whoa, what's going on? But like, we had a collective hallucination. And I was thinking, because of this blockchain stuff, what if taking these hallucinations is sort of like when we're talking to these ghosts or entities, we're actually talking outside of the Oculus headset we're in the reality that we're actually in. And we're getting like glimpses of what's
Mm,
happening. You know what I'm saying?
you took it a layer further. Like that's kind of like I thought about. Okay, well, you take psychedelics and maybe you go into like a spirit world where there's spirits just chilling there. Some of them left, some of them went to like a heaven, quote unquote. Some of them are just chilling right there. And whatever you take, depending on the time, the mood, or whatever, you end up in a different realm where you get to meet somebody or somebody's there that you can see. So,
Yeah.
but you taking it to the next level. You're saying that we already are in the simulation itself, and that is just that spirit world is actually the real world or a
I have
world.
I have a friend. He was in the military. I'm not going to disclose it, what his name is, but he was on DMT, and he told me, he texted me and he said, "Dude, so I tried DMT," and I was like, "What'd you see?" And he said he was at some college, and everybody was like bluish and some other colors. I don't remember what he said, but he said that our their technology made our cell phones look like calculators for real. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds sweet." And then that was like the last thing he said about it. I was like, "All right, I'll take that. You know, I'll take that."
So, is that the only the waving inflatable mummy dude? Is that the only entity you ever came encounter with?
No, I deleted the podcast because I like it was my own podcast, and I don't know, that's a no no, but I was being a piece of shit, so I didn't like it. Whatever. But um, I was in Pennsylvania and I was on LSD, and there apparently it's called a reek. It's a reek or it's a rake. I think it's a rake. RAKE, or it's either
R
RAKE
R
or. Do you know what I'm talking about?
RAKE? Or are you talking about
It's
RE?
like a monster thing. I forgot what it's called. It's either called a rake or a reek. And if
Okay.
you Google the images for it, I saw
What
this
does it
shit, but
what does it look like?
it's like it looks like a person, but it has like sunken eyes and like fucked up sharp teeth, and its fingers stretched like it looks like a fingernail, like the finger is the nail kind of thing. And it was like
Okay.
skinny, and it kind of looks like what you would imagine a gray alien look like, except its head was
Okay.
smaller, it was tall, and it looked like it wanted to fucking hurt me and the guy I was tripping with. But it heard somebody crying, and Matt, the guy I was with, he couldn't see it, but he could see the silhouette. Like it was like a wavy silhouette to him, and he was doing with this with his flashlight, and to me, I could see the fucking thing. And he was like, "Dude, there's something right there because I can hear it." And do you see that black spot right there? It's like in the middle of the trees, and yes, that I've seen that, and it was in Pennsylvania. I'm getting goosebumps on my chest, bro.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel
bro,
you.
that shit was scary, and I was tripping. So, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna fucking kill it." What is it? And it's like, and it's like looking, and it looks at Matt, and then it looks at me, and then it looks at Matt, and then it fucking takes off, and Matt can hear it too, and he goes, "Whoa, bro!" And it like shook the trees, and I was like, "Bro, can we go inside? You got your shotgun?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just got some Dragon's Breath shotgun shells," and I was like, "Oh my god, yes, okay, so we're good." And then the rest of the night we were kind of just sitting in this little shed and hoping. I was like, "God, I want to be able to drive so bad right now. I just want to drive away, but I can't because I'm tripping and like there's icy roads. You know what I'm saying? It's like not a good combo."
You wanted to get out of there. So were y'all were tripping that day. You was on LSD, you said, right?
Yeah.
When you saw that?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, because like that's the thing, like my psychedelic experiences, I never really saw anything. I've only seen like my weird ghost spiritual experiences came from when I was mostly a kid. Mostly a kid.
How do you
Once
mean?
I got the last time I seen any type of ghost, I was about 19, 20. I seen a ghost open up a door. It was like a ritual ghost, I would call it, which means, or a pattern ghost. It's just stuck in its pattern. If it's in your house, it's like what it does, it's 2 in the morning and it walks through the hallway. And every time at 2 in the morning, that might walk it through the hallway. Or if you leave the door, for instance, this one, if you left the door open a little crack, it'll play with the door, it'll shake the door, and it'll knock. But for him or for her, whatever the ghost was, it did it no matter what time it was, no matter who was around, no matter who was watching, no matter how light or dark the room was. If you left that door ajar, he would grab that shit, shake it, and do a little tuk, 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 and scare the fuck out of anybody who's there. Like I was scared as shit, but that was all he did.
Yeah.
I stalked the whole house. I was looking, you know what I mean? I had the lights off. I turned the lights on. I ran to the house. Where are you? One time because I was by myself and I was scared. Mm-hmm. But I never really encountered him outside of when you left that door cracked. So that was like the last thing that I witnessed, and I know it to be true because I seen, I had other people around. I had a girl that I was with at the time, and I was like, "Look at that door."
Collective hallucination.
Okay. That's what the doctor would say. That's what the doctor would say, guys. That's what.
Doctor Who.
Exactly. No. Seriously though, like if we was to go into like any kind of clinic or some shit, we start talking about ghost stories, like, oh well, you need to be prescribed this. Take 2 of these in the morning.
Oh no, I'm the doctor now? Why?
I'm not saying you're a doctor. I'm just saying that any doctor
would say what? What would the doctor say? I forgot.
Oh my God, brain. Where you at today? Where's your brain? Where's your mind, brain?
Pudding.
Your brain's pudding right now, huh?
Yes.
I see it.
Do you remember, or are you just stunned?
No.
What we're talking about?
No, ghosts. We're talking about ghosts and shit.
Okay, but where we branched?
Where we branched?
The 19 years old. The guy,
19
the ghost,
years old.
Crickety cricket. Yeah, Chris, that's my homie. I met him while I was hitchhiker traveling. Sorry, ghosts.
No doubt. So we'll get into we're gonna do hitchhiker and traveling thing next time because another thing. That's another thing that you and I have in common, and we probably have a lot of crazy stories doing that. So we're gonna do that definitely next time. But what I was talking about was ghosts. Basically, that was the last time I seen ghosts was when I was 19. That ritual ghost. But when I was a kid, I used to see like little troll-like creatures that would follow me like in the middle of the night, or um like, but mainly the only time you would see this troll-like creature, or I would see it, would be in a reflection. And I was also told after I explained to my family that I seen the troll, that they've also seen the troll, and that could have been a curse through the family way back when.
Oh man. How?
So
Okay.
you only see the troll through the reflection. Now, I'm not trying to fuck you up or anybody watching this shit. Do not play with this shit. I'm telling you, do not play with this shit, because I did, especially because I was a kid. I was an idiot. So I was like, oh, I saw him and I was scared. But then after a while, I knew that that was a thing. So I continued to pay attention to it. Right. And then one night, after looking for this motherfucker and asking and like, oh, show yourself, we're going in the mirror and be like, show yourself, you know what I mean? Doing bullshit like that, came to me in the middle of the night, and I just heard like rumbling in my room, and I looked up. And since I was so trained to, when I look up, I'm gonna look in the reflection of whatever was there. So I looked in the reflection of a TV, and through the reflection of a TV, I could see him stomping around in the room, and I could, like, as I'm seeing him stomp, I could hear the stomp, boom, boom, and
This
I
was the
was
guy.
so.
Sorry, I'm sorry. This was the guy on your Halloween one, right? Your Halloween podcast. Is this the same troll?
It's the same troll. It's the same
Okay, I
troll.
watched
Now
that. I
that
watched
troll.
that.
Okay, so you watch that. So
Yeah.
that same troll has grabbed my mom up in the on, like, when she was sleeping on a couch, jumped on her, and she couldn't get off of him. She couldn't get her off of her, and then she jumped up, and he wasn't, and there was nobody there. But she heard like a troll and jump on top. So, and then my grandfather has another horror story like that, where he was in a car and he thought, and he couldn't move it. And I don't know if this was necessarily a dream, a revelation, or some type of dream in the car or some shit, but he couldn't move it. And he couldn't see, he couldn't understand why he couldn't move it. And as he looked up, all he saw was like the big hands and a little person pushed holding the car back. So apparently, I don't know if this is like night terrors that that I had as a kid, that I just remember it as real life situations. But if you ask me, I was there. I yelled. I remember not being able to move for like 20 minutes. I was just so, like when you see people get stunned in a movie and be like, and you be like, run, motherfucker. Why the fuck you didn't run? It's because they so shook. They just froze. They're like, I was so froze. I could, what? Like, so I know that, to me at least, it's like, this shit was real. Or unless I was just a schizophrenic kid, I ain't know, you know what I mean? I had, that wouldn't be the case, because I would have seen things all the fucking time. I didn't always see things.
Can I counter and grow on this topic real quick with you?
Go ahead.
Okay,
You got some time.
so okay, you might have the key to like the other realm that is displayed in like Hellboy that we just don't know about. That we're like, okay, this is media, haha, but like troll shit real. All that shit's real. Blockchain's real, but also aside, like all the ghost shit's interactable. And so when you're a kid, did you did you ever like try to engage it before it got violent? Like, did it just seem violent and then you were kind of like scared and like maybe you guys had conflicting vibes?
No.
Because like if that
I don't think he was violent. I think for me, he wasn't violent. For me, I feel like he came to play, and I was too scared to play with him.
Yeah, okay, because that was the vibe I got by you talking about it. So, like, unless that was a projection, but it would still go along with my theory that maybe that because of that like lack of communication, that barrier wasn't like, it was like a disconnected barrier, and then like life got in the way, and then like the pressure of life made you had to like think about other shit to keep you alive or your family alive, just basic life shit, and then those little things are trying to, I don't know, I think that that could be you might be the secret key holder to peace among the worlds with the mythological fantasy beings that you know what I'm saying.
that's, I think that's kind of, that's not what I think. I know that that's kind of why I named myself, Shamanic Poe and Street Shaman and stuff like that, is because other people didn't see those things. Other people weren't as sensitive, at least not around me. Like
Yeah,
for me, I was that sensitive. For me, I can see my mom's facial expression at 3 or 4 years old and be like, "Ma, you sad?" And she'll tell me, "No, I'm not sad." And I could tell because your eyebrows are doing this. And this is a 3, 4 year old kid. You know what I mean? I'm only 3, 4 years old to be able to express
yeah,
like, and what people would clinically say, "Yo, you're very codependent. You were parentified." I mean, I was just 3, 4 years old. I was like, your face is doing a scrunch, and I know that scrunch, you know. Whereas most kids wouldn't even understand that because they would just be like, I don't go fuck. It's about me. It's about me. I was
yeah,
more like, look, what's going on? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of why I feel that way. But at the same time, like, how narcissistic am I to be like, I am the one of the no. I got mad mistakes I still make. There's mistakes to be made later. There's things to
We're God
learn. There's ways to
together.
grow.
We're God together, not individually, but collectively.
We're God together.
Yeah.
Wait, what fucking fortune cookie did you get that out of?
Oh, I don't know. Just fortune.
No. I'm just
It
fucking
was
with you.
good. It
That
was some
shit's
good
actually hard.
Chinese food though.
I'm just talking shit, man. I'm just talking shit.
Me too.
That's actually no. That's actually hard. That's hard right there. That's
What?
hard. Like I
What? We're God
like that.
together?
We're God together because
Yeah.
together we're love. Hold on 1 second. Love you, baby. Have a good day. Yeah, my girl's going to work and shit. Nah, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to say, my guy. I was talking shit. I was hating a little bit, but that is beautiful of you to even said it.
Thank
That's
you.
beautiful right there. Lee, I appreciate you. I seem very intuitive. That I seen, and maybe I was intuitive, but the information that I was getting was such piss poor information, such piss poor understanding of what other people are like or could be. I was naive in a sense. So although
We all
intuitively, so and although intuitively I probably would have known things, like I knew things that I couldn't understand or I couldn't explain to you because I wasn't taught that. No one gave me the information. It wasn't in a book somewhere that I read. I wasn't reading books. I would just be like, that sounds like bullshit, or that sounds wrong, or that doesn't make any sense, even when I was a kid. So
yeah.
maybe Lee has something, maybe there's something to that. But I think we can end here, man. We're gonna end here. We're gonna talk more. Of course, I'm gonna get you back on.
Appreciate it.
Probably sooner than later because I want to make sure that we get really good. I want to get you back on. I want to get my brother back on, Chef O, so that way we get really good at it. Because I want you to be super comfortable. I want my brother to be super comfortable, so that way you guys can stay. Because I know y'all have a lot to talk about. I know you have a lot of stories. I know y'all lived a pretty full life. Y'all did some things, and I want you to be able to express that. You know what I mean?
Cool, man. I
So.
really appreciate that.
No doubt, bro.
Like
No
for
doubt.
real.
Appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that came through to watch, whether it was for 4 seconds or the whole thing. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your time and attention. This
Ditto.
is the Street
Same for
Shaman
these people.
Podcast, Brain Pudding, Shamanic Poe, and we